Right, good morning. Might hear a bit of background noise today because I've got my wife's doing someone's dreadlocks in the back room there, so you might pick up on that a little bit. But anyway, let's crack on with what we've got today. We've got in a 335 type guitar here. You can say it's not a Gibson by the scratch plate, but look at that wood, isn't it beautiful? Don't know what it is. Is it mahogany? Looks like mahogany to me. And it is an Aria. Very nice guitar, but cut to the chase. I've had it plugged in, it sounds okay, all the electrics are fine, but we've got some problems with the action here. It's very high this side, low very low at the end, beautiful, so we've got to get this right. The next two straight, they only told me I was getting quite a bit of buzz around about a 7th fret round here. Now I've played it, there's a little bit on the low E, but they're saying that the action is really high, so what we need to do is we need to set this action, we need to get some bend in the neck, a little bit of relief in there, so we're going to alter the truss rod. My main concern with this is this end. The saddles. I've been messing about with the intonation and we can't get the intonation exactly right because we can't get enough adjustment this way on some of the saddles. Now here, what we're doing in this case on these ones, you've got 3 with a flat part this side, 3 with a flat part this side. We could turn them round and that gives us an extra 2 mm adjustment at this end, and that's fine, and I'm going to have to do that. So we're going to strip the bridge and saddle. I'm going to take off the saddles, I'm going to turn these 3 round so it gives us more adjustment that way. But this is still a problem, and what I think this is normally you can alleviate this problem by going with a lighter gauge of strings, because the lighter the string the less you need to intonate it this way. But I would say that this bridge is not set in exactly the right position. We could have gone with these bridge posts, the bridge post there should have gone another 2 mm that way, give us more adjustment for heavier strings. But like I say, maybe the strings are a little bit heavy, maybe we could have gone with a lighter gauge. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to strip that. The reason this is having, it came in for a basic setup, really it needs a complete setup, the old caboodle, because I've checked the frets, I've checked them with fret rocker, and 3 of them need adjusting. So I've told him I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it in the price of an intermediate setup, so I'm not going to charge him for them, and I'm going to polish the frets, and I'm going to mineral oil, get some mineral oil treatment on the fretboard there, just to treat it, clean it up and treat it a bit. So we're going to go in intermediate on that. I'm going to film various parts of the, I'm not going to film everything, but various parts. The tuners are fine, they're nice tuners, they work well, the nuts cut just about right, might be a bit low in some areas, that might be why we're getting a bit of fret buzz. I'll have a look at that in a bit when I've got the strings off. I'll measure them with a feeler gauge in a minute. So I'm going to crack on with that. Main thing is get the neck right, get this bridge stripped, and I'm going to come back, I'm going to film that bit, I'm going to take it off and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. So till then, that's it really. I'm going to crack on with it and I'll come back to you when there's an update. Back with a mini update on this Aria 335 type guitar. I've removed the bridge, saddles, the stop bar tailpiece. I've cleaned the guitar up, I've polished the pickups, cleaned them all up. I'm going to lower them in a minute for one specific reason, that if you look at the frets, I've coloured them all in, and the reason I've coloured them all in is 3 of them need levelling. So I've gone red, done them all in red, and I've done the high ones green. Green there, green there, green there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get it over on the other bench in a bit, and I'm going to go across with my sanding levelling beam. And what we're going to do is we're going to lower them green ones to the same height as the red ones, and what we're going to do is we're going to skim across with a bar, straight bar. We're not going to remove any of the red off the frets, and once we start removing the green, we're going to get green down to the same height as the red frets. Once that's all done, we're at the same height, we're going to crown them. I've got a new crowning file, a diamond crowning file, which was a gift from Nigel Roberts down at Leicester Shalufi there. This is crowned to the shape of the frets. It's got diamond crystals in there, or diamond clippings in there. Great file. We're going to go with that. I'm going to re-round the frets, and then we're going to polish them all, and we're going to know they're polished because the pen's not going to be on there no more. Brilliant. So that's going to be that. So I'm going to move the guitar away right now because I'm not concerned with that at the moment. That's for a job for later. But what we are going to do is we're going to turn our attention to the saddle, the bridge. Now, like I say, the bridge goes on the guitar, this goes towards the neck area, and what we're going to do is we're going to remove these 3 saddles here, we're going to turn them round so the back of the saddle is facing this way to give us more adjustment. So how we do that is I'm going to turn the camera round. There you go, you can see that and I'm going to push it in. What we're going to do is we're going to remove this spring. I don't matter if we bend it, however we get it out, as long as we get it out. And all we're going to do is we're going to get underneath and we're going to prise it out like so. And there you go, that spring is now off. We can refit that in a bit. So there you go, so what we're going to do is, you can see where I am here, I'm going to remove these three and we're going to turn the saddles around. I've got a screwdriver just here. So hopefully you can see where I'm at, what I'm doing. Should be able to pull these out. They will come out, trust me. Just about get them in the right position to turn and move. I've had them out before, I know it. Maybe I need to move that. We've definitely had them out before. Then we get them down at that end. Don't seem to want to go, so I'm going to use a little bit of force to get these out. I'm going to get a plier on there. There you go, that's out. See, that's out. Now what we need to do is, you see the saddles, they've got a groove this way, and because the saddles are going in that way, we need to turn this saddle round. So if you see there, we need to turn this around so this flat back is at this side. It will give us more adjustment. So all we're going to do is we're going to remove the screw. We're going to hold the saddle where it is, keep the saddle the same way, and we're going to put the screw in from this side, and that's it. And when we get in, and I'm going to show you this, I'm going to put it back in and place it back. I'll show you where we are. Now we need to get this in the right place. And there you go, and we'll put that back in, but now you see the flat bit is at the back there, so we'll put that opposite. We're going to do the same with these two, so the flat back is on this side. It will give us more adjustment towards the bridge end, the body end of the guitar, because that's where we need the adjustment to be. So I'm going to do the same with these two here. Again, should also just pull that one out. No, it's not having it. Feel it loosened in a certain position, which it has done there. In hindsight, I should have left this one out. It'd be easier to get it out, so I'm going to push it out with a screwdriver. There you go. Do the same again. Take this out. They go in a lot easier than they come out, I'll tell you. I mean, there's one thing we could do with this bridge, and we could replace it with, because this is quite a thin one, we could replace it with a wider bridge. It's so thin there. If we went about a wider bridge, we're going to get more adjustment anyway. And that's one option if this this fix doesn't work. This fix will work, always works. As you can see, fiddly affair. There you go. And again, we're going to remove this last one. Right. Come on, you should be out now. There you go, last one's out. We're just going to shove that back in there. There you go, they're all back in. All we're going to do now is we're going to give them a quick brush. I've got a brush somewhere, what have I done there? I can't find it. What have I done with you? Okay, we'll go and get a wire wool while we're here. Just going to clean up between each one. You can see what I'm doing there. Get some wire wool in there, just clean up all the grime. I normally do this with a stiff brush. This will do. Blah blah blah, and that's done. And all we're going to do now is we're going to put the spring back in. So we're going to hold everything in place. Can be a little bit tricky to get this back in, but we should be okay. And there you go. You see we've got the spring back on. Now we've got all the saddles facing this way. And that's going to give us more adjustment this end of the guitar away from the neck. And we're able to get all these saddles far back enough. And like I say, we could go with a wider bridge, give us more adjustment. We'll look at that when I've got this back on and see how much adjustment we've got there. So that's it. I'll come back in a little while with another update. Well, I'll just back slightly. I just want to show that I've polished all this up now. I went with wire wool. What I've done is I've adjusted all these saddles the wrong way back here. What I did, I cleaned this side first, adjusted them all back, gone across with some wire wool. So basically we've got a brand new looking bridge there. And what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to adjust all these back to more or less where I'm going to put them in the middle somewhere. You see the spring holds everything in place here. So you can see what's happening. But when it comes to getting this back on the guitar, I'm going to install it the way it was installed, with these screws towards the neck end of the guitar. So if you imagine the neck ends near you, this will go back on there facing that way, and we'll adjust these. We're all in the middle now. I'm going to adjust them one way or the other to get the intonation right. So that's it. We're back with an update later. Right, we're back. I've levelled the frets. I just went with the file method. I went with the regular crowning file, then I went with a diamond crowning file. The frets we've done are 3, 4 and 15. I'm just going to show that we're all level now. No rock at all. No rock at all. 15 if you can see it, 12, 13, 14, 15. There you go, no rock at all. So all been done. This diamond crowning file, this is a regular crowning file. And it's a one-way file. It only works on the push stroke. It cuts on the push stroke, and it's just a regular type file. Can you see there? But this is a fine diamond file. It's got the same groove as in there, so it fits over the fret, but it's got small, tiny diamonds in there which do the cutting, and they cut it really smooth. That's a great file. I've just used it. Now just show me to always wipe it wet once to get all the grime out, then wipe it dry, then do one fret. Then once I've done one fret, come and wipe it wet again. And the reason we do that is, here you go, that is when you wipe, when you've done a fret and you wipe it, that's all the nickel and everything that discolours there. So you wipe it wet to clean it and wipe it dry to dry it, then you go and do another fret. Absolutely brilliant file that. It's the first time I've used it. It's fantastic, really enjoyed it. So that's that done. So what we're doing now is we're going with lemon oil, which is, it's not really lemon oil. If you put lemon oil on rosewood, it's really knacker. It wouldn't do it much good. This is actually mineral oil with a hint of lemon in it, probably lemongrass, just to make it smell nice. It's actually mineral oil. This is biologically, well, it's made specifically, chemically, it's obviously chemicals which are made of the right ingredients to actually treat rosewood and ebony. So you're not going to harm your neck. Some people say this is going to harm your neck, your fretboard, this lemon oil, but it's not lemon oil, it's mineral oil with a hint of lemon in there. So we're going to oil that, and we're going to let that soak in 20 minutes, and then we're going to come in and we're going to clean this fretboard. I've done the whole lot now. As you can see, that keeps bobbing off. I have to glue that back on later. No rush now. Going to let that soak in good 10-15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. You see I've got the pickups taped off for when we polish the frets with some steel wool, so we don't get steel wool on the pickups. The guitar is now ready. I've also cleaned the nut area. This is all black grime in there from fingers. I've given that a good clean with my nut files. Blah 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 blah. I've got the bridge ready to go back on. I'm not going to put that on until I've got this neck done. And we'll get some new strings on there. Get the action done. Get the intonation done, and that's it. It'll be set up. So we're going to let it soak in, and that really is going to be it. There's not a lot more for you to see. I'll come back, I imagine now, when I'm just going to rub that in. Mineral oil is going to soak into the wood. It's going to treat the wood, nourish the wood, get some moisture in there, just a little bit, just stop it drying out and cracking. And it's going to lift all any grime out there, any finger grime, which we're going to get off. We'll get a good wipe over. So that's going to be it. So I will come back again when we've got the strings on. Right, I think we're all good on this Aria. I've done the setup. I think you'll admit it looks brilliant. We looked at a little bit there because Aria said it probably needs some lower gauge strings or lighter gauge strings. There actually were some 1046s in the bag, so we've gone with 1046s, meaning the intonation, everything is just about, bar the D string, everything's just about in the centre. The D string's as much that way as it can be, but the intonation's absolutely bang on. Got the action at the recommended 1.75, 1.75 on the bottom E, 1.5 on the IE. We've got a little bit of bow in the neck, we've got no fret buzz anywhere. One slight concern I do have now is the strings are cut very low in the nut, and we're only on the first fret, we're about 0.025 of an inch above. I'd really go for 0.03, I'd go for 0.04 in between there, so we're a bit low. So I would look at in the future, if we start to go any string buzz anyway, I would look at replacing this nut and having it a slight, I mean I could have shimmed it, but we'll get away with it for now. It's playing fine. The guitar plays brilliant, it looks brilliant, it plays brilliant, it sounds brilliant. I've had it plugged in. Sounds really nice, plays very well. Like I said when I first started doing this video, the action was really low down this end. In the future I'd be a little bit concerned about this nut. It's actually, and it's glossed over, so it'd be quite a job to replace that. No doubt we could replace it, but that's never been touched since the guitar's been built. I've got in the nut slots, the grooves, I've cleaned all them out, tightened all the tuners at the back. Oh, two of the tuners, screws were loose, I've had to get some dowel in there and tighten them up a bit, so that's all tight now. So that's it. The guitar is set up. Doesn't it look fantastic? What a fantastic looking guitar. But it's all set up, it's ready to go back to its owner. It plays beautiful, it sounds beautiful, and it looks beautiful. I'm just going to get one more wipe over before it goes back in its case, and that will be going back to its owner today. So that's it, until the next job, until the next project. As always, be good to each other, and I'll see you soon.